Welcome to the Not My Scene podcast, the podcast where we explore different scenes, communities, subcultures, and corners of the internet and tell you what we find. I'm Kaya.
And I'm Yarden. And today we have a special guest.
Woo!
This guest is a perfume lover and content creator, and we know her from growing up together in the same town. But we also love her videos and are so happy she's been running our For You pages lately. So welcome, Camryn.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for having me. That was such a sweet intro.
It's all true. We're so
is
glad
so
to have
true.
Oh
you.
my gosh. Thank you. Yeah, I'm honored. It's really sweet, like deep, like old, early connection we have. So,
Yes, yeah. It's been
I
so
know.
fun. I told a friend that we were going to have you on the pod and I was like, "Do you know her videos?" She was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I see her videos like she lives on my For You page." And I was like, "Yeah, well, we did ballet together. So, we are going to be milking that."
I'm glad you guys remember that because I was thinking about that. I was like, oh my God, we have like the dance
Yes.
I know.
thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. Well, at the top of each episode, before we get into the scene that we're discussing for the week, we normally do a little segment where we talk about what has been our scene lately. So we can go first. And then if you want to think about sharing something that has been your scene that may be new or something you want to share.
Doesn't have
No
to be
pressure.
new. Just like anything you've been into like in the last week or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Den, do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. My scene this week has been being an iPad kid. But I don't actually have an iPad. My girlfriend Donna does have an iPad. And as
Okay.
both of you know, I have been dealing with some tummy aches the last few days. And it got to a point where I was like, I need to just be distracted. So, in that sense, I very much felt like a fussy toddler where I was like, give me screen.
What were you doing on the iPad?
Honestly, not even anything iPad specific. Like I was just watching Overcompensating, the new Benito Skinner show. Have you guys seen it?
I just like binged it in like
Yeah,
one day.
I binged it in like one day on the iPad with my tummy ache.
Oh, sorry about your tummy, but that sounds also awesome.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I asked my roommates to watch it yesterday. I think it came out like 3 days ago and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we've already finished it. Sorry."
It's really addicting.
It's very addicting, and like it's the cast is like totally stacked. It's like kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
I'm
thing
really excited.
that like is hard to get past for me is how they're all like in their 30s.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they're supposed to be like 18.
They're so funny. Also, like the fact that they can still act like high schoolers gives me hope for how young I look.
Yeah.
Well,
it's so funny because it's like they keep referencing high school over and over in the show, and I'm like, wait, like that they were like supposed to just have been there, and
yeah,
like,
no, it's crazy.
it's really out of control. You definitely have disbelief, but
It's almost
Okay.
like it's not quite like Pen 15, but it almost is where I'm like
honestly, that's like I would say a pretty apt comparison. It does feel like that.
But like is Benito Skinner like less hot? Like I feel like they're not like de-hotifying themselves in the way that Pen 15 like Pen
No.
15 is so honest, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
well I'm excited.
Well, anyways, I mean my scene was basically overcompensating, but it was on the iPad.
Does Donna have a stylus?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's like ultimate iPad baby.
Is the
Baby with
the babies
tools.
use the stylus?
I feel like that's just like so tactile.
That would be interesting to see like an iPad baby like using the Apple Pencil, like iPad Pro, like making sketches.
Yeah, no.
But, like holding the pencil like
Yeah.
a baby would hold a pencil. Locked fins. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cool. Okay.
Kaya?
Yes. My scene, I have like a real scene this week because I've kind of become obsessive about something in the past 7 days, and that is AMC A List. My friend, I was telling her how I got AMC A List, which is like the AMC membership where you pay $30 a month and you can see like unlimited movies. And she was like, everyone who gets AMC A List is contractually obligated to tell like 5 people a day that they're an AMC A List, which is true. And now
That
I'm
is
saying it on the
true.
pod, but it's great. Like I'm not really a movie person, but I'm trying to be more of one. And it's kind of changed my life. I've had it for 4 days and I feel like it is huge for my mental health because now like I always have plans. Like even when I don't feel like I want to be like around other people or I don't know, or I don't want to like go out and drink or like have like a big night. Like it's like I never have to feel sad about not having something to do because I can it's like an extrovert's dream because I can just like go see a movie and yeah, so
And that
that's my
feels like
thing.
it satisfies the extrovert part. I guess
Yeah.
because you're around a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like my introvert, I guess it's less like about an extrovert's dream. It's more just like really helping to diminish my FOMO. Because like I always
Yeah,
can
or
have
like the not
plans.
wanting to be like at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it feels like more meaningful to me to like go see a movie in a theater than like watch like binge watch a TV. No shade on you guys for watching overcompensating. I've been out consuming cinema with other people.
And what are
um
the movies you've seen in the 4 days?
Great question. I watched Friendship with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd, and that was really funny. I recommend if you like I Think You Should Leave by Tim Robinson. And then I also watched Sinners, and that was like so scary, but really good. So I also recommend both of them. I think I gave like 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Oh
But
yeah, you
yeah,
gotta have the letterbox if you have the AMC A list.
it's a requirement to sign
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I recommend. I feel like it's a really fun way to treat yourself. It's not like that expensive. You just have to go to at least 2 movies a month. And I will say, if you like horror movies, it's better because there's just like so many horror movies in theaters all the
Yeah.
time. And I don't like horror movies, but if you did, it
I
would be
have
really
noticed
worth it.
that.
That's so interesting. I'm like, I don't think I've noticed that like there's an oversaturation of horror movies, and I'm like, is that always the case, or is that unique to this year or era of movies?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
have
know.
only noticed because I'm like looking at movies to go see. So maybe it's not all the time,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's not the time of year. Like I would think that would be like October. I feel like the people just like crave horror.
It's a bummer, honestly. I'm like also not into horror movies.
Yeah. There's enough scary stuff in real life. I don't need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To escape the fear.
Yes. Cameron, what's your scene?
Okay. I think I think the thing that I've been like really fixated on is a food, and it's actually a gummy, and it's these mushroom like Swedish gummies that are like they're like pink white, and they taste like strawberries and cream. Um,
Oh.
and they have an insane like foamy texture, kind of like how I would imagine like eating like a packing peanut would be made.
Ooh.
Oh my God. I'm salivating.
Like
Me
a
too.
really special, it's a special textural experience, and the flavor is delicious. And I have been like bulk ordering them from this like Scandinavian gummy store, and going through like probably like a quarter of a pound a day is maybe the average. Um, and it's like crazy. I got some this morning and I like had a bunch of stuff to do, and I just like it's like when you kind of have an out of body experience and you like watch yourself do something out of like,
Yeah.
and I was watching myself like
Yes.
tear this box apart with like my hands, my bare hands, like ripping in to like get little gummies, and then I immediately started eating them. But they're
It's like bare bear energy. And I feel like bears would do that with real mushrooms. So you're like a gummy bear,
That's
you know.
wait, that's
You are a gummy bear.
literally I am a gummy bear. Yeah, I do feel like there's this kind of like beautiful like raw feral energy that I channel when I get around like a really good gummy, or just if like I have a food obsession in general. It's like kind of all I can think about sometimes. So yeah, it's kind of boring, but it has been really helpful to me. Like while I've been editing videos, I'll just like have a big bag of them next to me, and then like every time I like make a cut, I'll eat one. So I'm like training myself, so it's like a kind of like a Pavlovian thing.
Yes.
So more.
Kaya, we should do that when we're editing the pod.
We should. This is a great idea. There's a great candy store near me in San Francisco that has Swedish gummies, and I'm like obsessed. Like I haven't had the mushrooms. I'm gonna go see if they have them though. But I love like that texture you described with like bubs and the different. Oh, that's so good. I'm like not really a marshmallow person, but the like thickness of bubs it's great. It's so good.
It's unlike anything else that you find here. I'm also not a marshmallow person, and the bubs were my last scene, so I'm like, I totally get it. Yeah, I think I gave myself like multiple cavities from that.
So worth it.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad to know that there's always new gummies and gummy technologies to discover.
Truly.
Yeah.
It's like it's a whole new world. They're very innovative, these gummy makers.
It's like the peak of food science, I feel like.
Truly.
Yeah.
It's like optimizing for like texture and taste, and it's so many steps removed from like a whole food, which just makes it more impressive.
Yes. It is. It's like Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very scientific.
Magic.
All right. Should we get into today's topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So we wanted to ask you actually, Camryn, we haven't decided what to name the episode. We want to discuss, obviously, the fragrance community. And I don't know if there's like a term for people who are into fragrance. I saw Frag Head online, but that feels like almost a slur. So I
get it. Yeah, honestly, like that's kind of what it is. As much as I hate it, and I've always hated it, no offense to the people who like really claim that, it's just not. It's never really sounded right to me. It's never really rolled up.
Yeah,
I've never really had to say that, but when you like look around, it's kind of like what people do refer to themselves as. I'm like, I don't know. Some people call it like frag com, like frag community.
okay.
Just, like referring to fragrances as frags is like that's not something that I love to do, but definitely like pretty commonplace. So I would say
It's like it's such an ugly sound for like a beautiful thing, you know?
Exactly. It's so grating.
Yeah, and like fragrance is such a beautiful word, and then frag is like
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, or like just like they'll, you know, if it's like if you're thinking specifically like their perfume talk is like obviously like a huge thing, but it's also only a small sliver of the entirety of the culture. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we can stew on it for the official pod name.
You can also like fragrance heads. Like people will definitely refer to themselves like
that's nicer.
So anyways, yes, talking about the world of fragrances. And I think we wanted to start by just going around and saying like what our personal histories have been, like trying to get into or getting into perfume. And I think I probably have the shortest or the least to say on it, so I can go first. In that I have never really gotten super into it. But yeah, just taking it back to
Take us back.
Middle school, high school, I feel like is a time when people first have the opportunity to get into the world of fragrances, body mists were all around.
Yes.
Body mists were the rage in lieu of a shower post gym class. The Victoria's Secret pink body washes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Definitely had some of those. And I think I experimented with some actual perfumes. Like I remember getting little sample sets from like Gilly Hicks.
Oh,
So luxurious.
I didn't know that Gilly Hicks made perfume.
Yeah.
That's fab.
I do remember having a Gilly Hicks set, but I was not allowed to wear perfume around my mom. Like if I got in the car wearing perfume, it was over. Game over. So definitely didn't wear it a ton. And then I feel like I kind of just told myself or like felt that I was like, I don't like perfume for a while, like maybe like 10 years. Walking into any perfume store, I was like, oh my God, like I have a headache. I was like, I'm my mother.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend, she's into perfume. She has a few that are like her signatures and she loves them a lot. And I started wearing some of hers sometimes. And then I think like about a year and a half ago, Kaya, what triggered this was you texted me something where you were like, I smelled a perfume and it reminded me of how you smell.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
Uh, Let me see if I can just like find it. Because honestly, I remember sending that text. You know how like some people's homes just have like a smell when you walk in and like a skin scent, but it's not like it's like in a good way. I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Kaya texted me that and then she was like, you should get it or you should try it. And I was like, actually, I do want to have a signature scent. Like, I really like the idea of having like a signature scent. So I ordered a bunch of samples of different things that were, I think, similar to the one Kaya sent me. And then based on Kaya's friend Allison's recommendations, who also is a frag head. So I got a bunch. I ended up choosing one. It was it was from the brand Molecule. I got one of those. Like I chose that from the sample I got. And then when they sent me that perfume, they also sent me some of their others.
Yeah.
And then I ended up like actually liking almost all of the other ones more than the one I got.
Whoa.
So I have yet to actually change out my full size as my that's still the only full size perfume I own. So it's still my signature scent, even though I'm not like obsessed with it. And I definitely was using the samples until they were gone. And that is my personal history.
I found the text and I don't actually know if I feel like now that I've smelled more perfumes that this I sent that text when I was first getting into perfume
Yeah.
like a year or two ago and I don't know if I would still say this but I kind of stand by it, but it was Pistachio by DS and Durga, which is funny cuz that's like actually a pretty strong smell. Like that's like a gourmand and I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of like it has like a warmth and sweetness and I don't know, reminded me of you. Nuttiness. You're giving nut.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I ordered that one as one of the samples, and I was like, eh.
It's pretty sweet. Like I definitely wouldn't make it my daily scent now. I feel like I don't know.
I actually haven't smelled that one. Because I feel like I don't know. They had honestly, DS and Durga has so many fragrances that it's like kind of
Yeah.
oh, but I really want to. I've heard such good things.
Okay, related to DS and Durga, I can say a little bit about my perfume experience. So I similarly like was not really into scents as a kid, and I feel I want to talk about this with both of you, specifically you, Cameron, since you're like so in the scent world now. But um, I was talking to a friend about this recently, and my recollection was that we weren't allowed to wear perfume to school on Vashon, and I was talking to someone about this and they were like, what? Like your school didn't allow you to wear perfume? I've never heard of that. But I swear like we were not allowed to wear perfume to Vashon High School. So I don't know if that's something I'm just like, maybe like my mom told me that and I was like, oh, okay. But I did not wear scent to high school or middle school.
And you remember being like, I wasn't allowed. Like you felt like, did you want it? But you were like, it's not allowed.
Yeah, but like seeing both of your faces, I feel like that wasn't a rule.
Okay, I think it was like maybe a class by class thing because I remember Miss Murphy's class. She was very particular about scents, and I got in trouble once for putting on a scented hand cream.
Damn.
But I don't know if it was school-wide.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. But that was my recollection.
Because like people were definitely wearing like body mist in middle school a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
There was I don't remember a single word against it because it was what I feel like the air was like 90% body spray.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't go to VHS, so can't speak to that. But I haven't heard anything about that from other people.
Yeah. Also, I was so congested in middle school and high school. It's totally possible that I just like could not smell anyone around me. And I was like, I guess it's not allowed. No one can wear perfume, but that's a different issue. Anyways, I did not wear scent growing up, except for like the occasional body mist. And then a friend of mine, Allison, got into scent and introduced me to it. And it was partly living in San Francisco that got me into it because there's like some great boutique perfume stores here. And so I actually went, my first like thing that kind of showed me fragrance was I went to an event at a perfume store and it was a like DS and Durga marketing event or something, and they had all their scents and like you could go and get like 3 samples for free and they had like wine and whatever, and someone from the brand was there. And it was so fun. And so I smelled all these scents. And being there, I smelled Debaser, which is a fig scent. And I really liked it. I had never smelled a fig scent before, but that, like, I really liked it. Like the greenness and coconutty. And yeah, it smelled really good to me. So then I started wearing and like seeking out other fig scents. And I would say I'm like still a very amateur scent enthusiast, but I did, in preparation for this pod, I attended a smell club put on by the Perfume Room podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Love her podcast so much.
Yeah, and it was really fun. I was kind of intimidated because sometimes when I listen to podcasts about scent, I'm like, I just don't feel connected to the scents because I can't smell them. Mm-hmm. But this was a really fun experience. And like, so everyone got like a selection of samples, and it was red fruits and berries themed. So we like smelled all the scents and talked about it. And I totally feel like it was a great way to make community. Like people were in cities all over the place and it was a lot of fun. So that's kind of my scent experience.
So what was the smell club? Like, was it like you went one by one and then like you all kind of talked about it?
Yeah, exactly. She had like a PowerPoint about that note, like red berries and fruits in perfume, and then we would like apply one by one, smell it, talk about it, and then go on to the next one.
That is
nice. Fun.
I'm obsessed with that.
Mm-hmm. Also, it was cool. There was like a high schooler at it, which made me really happy. Yeah.
Was it a high school boy or a high school girl? Or it was non-binary person?
It was a high school girl, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just curious because there's like a huge influx of like teenage boys who are really into fragrance, and I was like, that would be so like a teenage boy who is really into fragrance like found his way, because it's like a really specific type of like it's like a specific culture around it that's like, I don't know, I wouldn't really align with like the smell club, and I was like, it would be so funny if there was like a deep teenage boy frag head, like in the red berries smell club. That would be cute.
That would be cute. There was one man, but I think he was like in his 50s and he was camera off the whole time. He was incognito mode.
So. Oh, it was virtual?
Oh yeah, it was on Zoom.
Okay. Yeah. I was imagining this in a room.
No, it was on Zoom. But honestly, I really recommend to listeners if you like fragrance and you're looking for people to connect with, because there was like 3 people in like most major cities in the US. So I feel like it's a fun way to meet people who also like fragrance.
Yeah, how many
Cool.
people are in the club? Because I know
It was like
did.
maybe 35, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we want to hear from you. What was your experience like getting into perfume?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly also had like pretty similar upbringing. I kind of feel like it has to do with where we were raised. My mom was like, "Don't bring that around me. I will get a headache." And I just didn't have like a lot of opportunity to wear fragrance, even though I really wanted to. And like I remember I like had friends who had perfume, or like whose moms had perfume, and I would literally like go through their bathrooms like looking for the perfume. I remember one time I like spilled a fragrance that I was not supposed to be, and I felt and I probably like filled it up with water. I think I probably did something evil. Like, I was so ashamed. But yeah, I just didn't really interact with it very much. I remember like being like, I really want Bath and Body Works body spray, and I think she let me get one, which was the Bali Mango one. And then I always had like a lot of scented body lotions, just because like I really loved like yummy smells, and so I needed to like experience that however I could. And then because of that, I feel like I was sort of lost. Like I was like, I don't know what to like, I don't even know how to start with fragrance, but I always wanted to. In high school, I wore it was like me and my friends would go to this like kind of hippie store, and we would buy these like shitty oils that you're like supposed to put in like diffusers, like an oil diffuser, and they were so strong that they would like cover up the smell of us like smoking weed.
Oh yeah.
Like I had this like crazy like strawberry one that I like just doused like everything in, and so I just remember I would always like walk into class and people would be like, what smells like vape juice? Like like somebody smells like lollipop. But once I was out of high school, like that's when I feel like I was really like kind of got like that was the first time that I'd ever really smelled things that were kind of resonating with me. I had a friend who like worked at Le Labo, and so I wasn't really like into it, but I was getting that kind of peripheral knowledge and like hearing her talk about it. And then I remember when Glossier U came out, I was like, oh damn.
That was a big day.
This is a big day for me and millions of other like 19-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And so I wore that scent for like, I don't know, like a while. And I just remember smelling it and being like, I wasn't like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever smelled, but I was like, I've never smelled a perfume like this. Like, this fragrance is doing something completely different. And for the longest time, I feel like I would just go into the mall and it would smell like the mall, and I would like try to smell fragrances and they all smelled like the mall, and it just like all kind of like blended together. And so I wanted to find something, but I just felt like there was no distinguishing like what smelled different. And so I think that was kind of like a big moment. And then I really got into it, like, I'm like, what's the timeline? I guess after COVID and living in Seattle, and like, I don't really know what sparked this, but I just started becoming really obsessed with like fragrance content on YouTube. And I wasn't like collecting anything, but I just watched like YouTube videos about fragrance like nonstop. And at a certain point, that manifested in me like actually going to a store, like a niche store, which they don't really have in Seattle other than like Le Labo or like Nordstrom or something. There's no like real niche fragrance stores. So I think I was abroad, went to like a niche fragrance store I went to one in Paris and I went to one in Berlin, and I was like, oh shit, like I smelled fragrances there that completely blew my mind. And I was like, oh, it can be something like totally different. And these people weren't lying.
I feel like Glossier You is like such a great gateway drug because I don't know, when I think about like what I want from a fragrance and like why it's like so appealing to people to wear perfume, in part I feel like it's that, you know, you want like a signature scent and like a brand, like to like have
Yeah.
something affiliated with your brand and have people like think of you in like a specific way. And so like a perfume that's like Glossier You, like it'll smell a little different on everyone and it's like your skin scent, whatever, like that is like such good marketing for people who aren't necessarily already into perfume. And I still wear it sometimes. My roommate has it and I steal hers.
Genuinely really good. And it's so kind of inoffensive, and like I feel like for it to kind of be marketed to like a largely female audience while not smelling anything like what I feel like were the big trends in the mid 2000s, or
Yeah.
like super fruity floral or like, you know, cupcake scents. It was like really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question about like perfume YouTube and how you got into that. Because something that I've been thinking about a lot is like consuming perfume content when you can't smell
Yeah.
the scent necessarily. And you do so much of like creating this content for people. Like, what, I don't know, what do you think about like when you're creating content or consuming it about fragrance and the person in front of you like isn't smelling the scent?
I mean, I honestly, I'm like, what do I think about? I'm like, I feel like I just kind of try to do my best. I think that initially I really wanted, I kind of struggle with not like giving as much information as possible all the time. Like I wanted to be really thorough initially, and just be like, it's like this, but not like this, and it's like this, but it's like this, and like really try to sort of capture that experience for people. Now I feel like I'm a little bit more relaxed and that I'm like, it's okay to be a little bit more abstract because I also need to like leave room for people's own individual interpretations, and just like there's like only so much that you can really convey with your words, because at the end of the day, like there's one way to experience perfume and it's in person. So yeah, I don't know. It's like it's definitely like a tricky and fickle thing, because people are also, you know, everyone is interpreting fragrance very differently, and so people will oftentimes like see someone talking about fragrance in a certain way and like have really like certain expectations, and then they'll finally smell it and they'll be like, it's completely different, you know. And you don't want to like, you don't want people to get too attached, I guess, to that, or that's
Yeah.
hope. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost like its own thing, like its own art form, because I feel like it's such a big part of like the marketing and like how like people can learn about perfumes without being there in person. And you do such a good job of describing
Yeah.
them. And I was also thinking about this when you were describing the gummies. I was like, okay, Camryn is just so good at like evoking something when she's describing
Totally.
any kind of sensory
Oh
experience.
my
Like
gosh, so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's easy to like kind of get in your head about it, about like making it perfect. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you just have to like lean into your own experience and hope that it resonates. And also there's something kind of amazing about the fact that like people can't, like you have this freedom because it is so subjective, and because a lot of people can't smell it like as they're watching you.
yeah.
I get to just like take this where I want to take it. Like I get to be a storyteller, like obviously not in a way that's dishonest, but like you don't have to like worry that people are gonna like disagree. It's not like music criticism in that way, or like kind of criticism of like many other things, I guess, other than maybe like food.
Or like wine. I was thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
wine. Like people are very specific and have super refined palates.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. And you have like the power because you're the one smelling the thing. So, you know, as a viewer, I'm not going to be like, I don't think it smells like
Right, right.
that.
Which I mean, people still love to do sometimes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. That's the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like how do you engage with the fragrance community more broadly since getting into fragrance? Like, how has that impacted you?
I mean, I think that I still consume a lot of fragrance content. Just, yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't know if I'll ever not, but definitely since it becoming like a like being on the other side of it now as like a creator, I'm not as like I used to like literally it was all I watched ever. And sometimes I'm like, I just need a break from Perfume a little bit. Like I just need to think about something else. But I still YouTube. I still love to watch TikToks. And so I feel like in a lot of ways I'm just kind of like a viewer and like a consumer. I wish sometimes that I was like a little bit better at like engaging because there's like so many people have like forums, people go on Reddit and like have all these amazing conversations, people do scent swaps and sample trades and like all of these things. I mean, it's a really like honestly amazing community of people, and I just feel really grateful to like be in community with so many like wonderful, like creative, like imaginative people. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of bad at like juggling a lot of different things, I guess. And so I'm like not as engaged as I want to be, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's all a balance. Like I feel like if you're already online a lot to be creating your own content, it seems like a healthy thing to not like to also create space to not always engage with other people's content online. Otherwise you would be like online all the time.
Yeah. Kind of that. And I like, I am anyway. It's like I'm on my phone too much. So
yeah.
Would you ever want to do something with fragrance other than making content about it, like making your own perfume or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have asked me like if I would make my own perfume, and it's funny because I think at first I was like I don't need to do that. And I still, I think with fragrance, I feel that the fragrance world, and especially in the world of like new releases, like it's just really oversaturated. It's really overwhelming. There's like so many things coming out so much of the time, and it's like more than enough to keep track of. I just feel like there's a lot of like product out there.
Right.
And I would only want to ever like collaborate on something or release something if it was something that I really felt like didn't already exist and I wanted it to exist. Which there definitely are like concepts in my mind about that. I really just wouldn't want it to be redundant, and I would want it to just not be like part of like the noise and like
like not do it just to do it.
Yeah, I would not ever want to do it just to do it. It would have to be kind of something specific that I was like looking for that I couldn't find as like a fragrance consumer. So it's definitely something I'm like open to doing, but I'm also like I think the things that I can't find don't exist, not because people don't want to make them, but because they're probably kind of hard to make. I don't know. That's just sort of my like inkling about that. So who's to say what the future holds?
Like there are some scents that just can't be harnessed.
Yeah, or like so far have just been really difficult to harness for
whatever
reason. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely like interested in like learning how to make perfume, not for that reason of like releasing perfume necessarily, but definitely for the reason of just like having a deeper understanding of like how it works. And there's like a completely different side of perfume, which is the actual scientific side of it, and there's so many things that I really don't understand, and I feel like my just like ability to talk about perfume would definitely be improved so much if I was someone who kind of understood more of the process behind it. So that is like a hope that I have one day.
Okay, related to oversaturation in the market, what are your thoughts on celebrity perfumes? Like, please share.
Just all just like celebrity perfumes as a whole, the concept.
I think the concept, or go ahead, Dan.
I don't know. It feels like this its own category of thing. Like
yeah.
like you have like big like luxury brand perfumes like Dior,
Chanel,
whatever,
yeah.
Chanel, and then you have like more
like perfume houses.
Yeah. And then celebrity perfumes. And it seems, I don't know, in my experience, it seems like some people who are very into scent, like are also still very into celebrity perfumes in a way that I might not expect. I don't know if it's like a nostalgia thing or if they just like the celebrity, but it's just something I've been thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really fascinating the way that it's kind of just like a part of being like a pop star at this point is like you just sort of have to have a perfume.
Yeah.
And I think that for me is the part of it that makes me a little bit more hesitant to be excited about some of them, is because I'm like, sometimes it just feels like it's maybe fulfilling like a marketing requirement or like a wish to like capitalize off of your audience, which, you know, all power to everyone who does that. No shame in that game. But I mean, yeah, I think that there's also many cases where they're really good, and I think it really depends. I can't say that I've like tried so many of them. I mean, I think it's just kind of, it's also just a funny thing where it's like, what is the connection between this scent and this person? And
Yeah.
it's clear, and sometimes it's really ambiguous, and it's like it just has their name on it. But yeah, I mean, it would never like deter me from trying something if I had another reason to try it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
like personally, okay, so I feel like part of it is this idea of like, oh, you know, I want to like smell like this person smells,
right.
But who knows if this person even like wears this perfume. But I remember a while back, my friend told me about, I think it was called Little Flowers, and I don't remember the name of the, you probably know the name of the brand,
Yeah.
but it was like the Chloe Sevigny perfume. And I was like, okay, you know, I may not be interested in like Ariana Grande perfume,
Yeah.
but like Chloe Sevigny perfume like does
it's
do
appealing
something
to
for
a
me.
different type of girl.
Like, do you know what the bottle looks like?
Yeah, it's like this
like so
beautiful thing.
It's like so chic and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Elegant. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good point. Like, that fragrance, I mean, also like something with that fragrance is it's like very much like, it was just like the right audience, the right everything, where
Yeah.
it's like in partnership with this brand who I believe Chloe Sevigny is like really good friends with the owner, and the brand is called Regime de Fleur, and they just make really beautiful scents all around. Like all of their scents are lovely, and they have these beautiful bottles, and so it is, I guess in some ways like it is a celebrity perfume, but sort of more of a story of like, oh, you know, Chloe really likes rose scents, and we wanted to like figure out how to make this like timeless everyday rose scent. And yeah, I mean, I think that like situations like that, it like feels less kind of like a
Yeah.
or something, because it's like, oh, it seems so involved and like boutique. Yeah, but I mean, I love Britney Spears Fantasy. I have like multiple of the Fantasy bottles. I think it's amazing. I like was obsessed with the One Direction. I mean, that was actually the only perfume, I didn't mention that in my perfume history, but that was the only perfume that like I was allowed to have as a kid, and I could only wear it like, did I say I meant Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber. It's Justin Bieber perfume is so funny because it's like, I assume Justin Bieber, you know, he could, but I'm assuming Justin wasn't wearing that perfume that was being marketed to girls. So it's like, this is the perfume you wear if you want Justin Bieber to fall in love with you. Like, this is what he likes to smell on a woman.
Yeah.
Which is pretty smart marketing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's literally called Someday, I think. So it's like this, you will someday be his wife, if you will. Yeah.
If you shave your legs before his concert and you bring a book and you wear this perfume, you will someday be his wife.
You'll be his friend. Yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite like bottle aesthetic?
I think, I mean, I'm pretty open-minded, honestly, as far as bottles go. I think generally the advice that I want to give to to the bottle designers of the world is, please just,
they're listening.
Yeah, which I know they're all tuned in, right? make it more simple, please. But I don't actually mean that necessarily. Like, I feel like I want like glam, gorgeous, over the top bottles, but in a very specific way. And I feel like sometimes bottles are just made to be kind of like edgy or like weird and like wacky or something, and it's just not, it just doesn't work. And yeah, I think that I really like vintage bottles. I think there were so many gorgeous vintage bottles. Any bottles with more of a kind of like classical aesthetic, I go for a lot of the time. Like if it looks like it's meant to be on like a vanity, I'm like
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, I feel like just like simple is usually my favorite. Like, we don't need sparkles. We don't need like, I don't know, crazy gigantic caps.
It is so important. Like I wish I didn't care, but like it totally influences me when I'm smelling perfumes and one bottle is like not as aesthetically appealing to me. I'm like, well, you know, maybe not.
Yeah, it's a huge part of the experience as a consumer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, also you're gonna use it a lot more if you're gonna have it sitting out, and you want to have it sitting out only if it looks nice.
Yeah.
So true.
Okay, so we had some fun scenarios. We'll give you an option, Camryn, for whichever of these you're most familiar with, but basically we wanted to choose like some characters and see if you could tell us like what perfume you'd think they would wear or they should wear.
Love
or just their vibe.
No, I love that.
Okay, so our ideas were Girls, the girls from Girls, or Sex and the City, or Twilight.
Oh my god. Oh, how am I to choose? Sex and the City is the show that I've probably watched the most in my entire life.
Okay, you seem well qualified.
I feel like that's a good one to start with.
Okay.
Should I just do the ladies?
Yeah. You can just do the four.
The four. Okay. Well, so I'm in front of my fragrance cabinet right now because I definitely need like a visual aid. We have, sorry if there's like noises. It's like bottles everywhere. This apartment is crazy town.
Perfect.
Do you know how many scents you have? Like if you counted everything?
I don't have the exact number. I need to do that, but I get sent perfume so much that it like is constantly updating, but it's over 100, I know.
Wow, that's so cool. You have like a library.
It is. That's like how I like to see it. I'm like, it's so fun to like have people over and like just like go through and smell stuff and like see what people say and think. And yeah, it's kind of like an archive. Okay, I'm gonna do, thinking about like the Sex and the City ladies. I'm not gonna like be like time accurate.
Yeah, like it's fine if they hadn't come out at the time.
Yeah. I'm like,
Carrie can wear the Addison Rae.
Right. I want there to be
hype AF
here, where it's like I'm beaming them the fragrances.
Yeah.
So okay, who should I start with?
Miranda.
Wait. Okay, Miranda needs something understated, but like also like assertive to a certain degree. Like she's not like wearing something like crazy. She's classy with it, but she's also like, I'm here like killing it at this law firm, like girl bossing vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like what's something that's like really work appropriate.
But she's got a fun, crazy side.
She's got a fun, crazy side. She's a little kooky. I mean, they're all a little kooky.
Yeah.
But she's not.
But I feel like she would wear one scent. Like she has like a daily scent, and she would be wearing it to the office too. You know.
I'm like, there's like a direction that I want to go in, which is I feel like she might actually wear like a masculine scent.
Especially what's the new one called?
Oh yeah, and
just like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think like, but even like when I think about her on Sex and the City, she did so much menswear. That was such a big part of her like fashion identity, I feel like, especially in the earlier season. And, like, she's a little freak too.
She is.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna choose this scent actually, which is one of my favorites. This is Encre Noir by Lalique. It's kind of like a cult classic vetiver scent, and it's really like woody, but it also smells kind of like dirt to me. It's very like rooty. A lot of people think that it smells like really kind of like traditional masculine, but to me it's always smelled like kind of more sweet and earthy and like natural than you would kind of pin a traditional masculine to be. It is like really affordable, and I don't know if that's like her vibe. I feel like she would wear something really expensive, but it smells expensive, and she's practical. She's not like a like flashy, crazy like logo girl or anything. So
totally,
this is
I like that. I like that for her.
Me too. Okay, amazing.
Okay, I think I know what I want for Charlotte.
All right, let's do Charlotte.
Let's do that.
Which is actually so funny because we were just talking about it, and it's Little Flower by Regime de Fleur.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I see that for her.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it like looks like her, you know, like this is
totally
like soul looks like she's such, she's just such a like princess in her heart,
delicate and pretty,
and it's expensive, and I think that's kind of her vibe is like she's wearing, and it like just smells super, it smells effervescent, it smells like happy and optimistic, and it also smells very, very kind of traditionally feminine and sweet, and it's a little bit, it's like got a touch of sort of like a powdery vintage thing that I think kind of speaks to her sort of traditional sensibilities.
Yes,
totally. I'm sold.
R.I.P. Charlotte, you would have loved 70 Flower by Regime de Fleur.
Okay. Samantha.
Yeah.
This is a hard one too.
I feel like it could go a lot of different directions.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's obviously gotta go sexy.
But so many different, there's so many different ways to be sexy in perfume, you know.
Oh, and like she's sexy in a way that she, you know, she's like, I think a lot of people think sexy perfume and they're like, they think like ooey gooey, like sensual, and it's like, for me, I think she's more just kind of like, I know what I want, like sort of confident. Like, she's confident, she's bold, like that's where her kind of sexual power is.
Yeah.
And so I want it to be something that like is really singular, and also you know, she's a classy lady. I mean, they're all classy ladies.
They all would like expensive perfume.
Yeah.
And I could see them all being Frag Heads.
Oh my god, I have like this, I've been wanting really badly, sorry, sidebar, to make a video actually talking about the fragrances that they actually showed in the show, because it's there's very few, like they hardly show it, and it's honestly really hard to like find like screenshots online, but they've shown like, I think everybody but Miranda had at least one perfume like on their vanity or whatever, and then people like zoomed in crazy and like, you know, we're able to.
That's so interesting.
And I like
the art directing. Put it there, or was it like the actress? I'm so curious.
So curious to know like where those came from, and I really want to smell them and like track them down.
And like how much thought went into it, or were they just like, she'd have a perfume?
Yeah. They never really talk about it, which I think is kind of interesting. But especially because Sarah Jessica Parker, notorious huge frag head. So
I didn't know that. Yeah,
so she has a lot of celebrity fragrances that are actually really, really good because she's really into it. Okay. I'm gonna kind of, my thought process is like, I was kind of like, what if we do like a sultry white floral for Samantha? But I'm kind of like, that feels a little too femme.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's also kind of leaning into androgy, like,
Yeah.
vibe. Okay, I think I'm gonna give her Baby Cat by YSL.
That's such a good name.
It's such a good name. It's like one of my favorite fragrance names ever. It's like a pretty intense incense with like a lot of black pepper. It's like very like I wouldn't say it's like super loud, but it's definitely like something that you wear and other people notice and you get compliments on.
Yeah, she would like that.
Yeah. It's very unique, like combination of like a ton of black pepper, incense, and then has like the sweetest, most kind of like sugar cookie vanilla dry down. That kind of like contrasts with this like sort of crazy harsh, like kind of almost kind of mask smelling opening. And I think it's like a really cool kind of contrast. And that kind of makes me think of her.
It's like such a dark liquid too. Like I feel like that is very Samantha.
Yeah.
It looks like a dark alcohol.
Yeah, totally.
Wait, it's called Baby Cat?
It's called Baby Cat.
I can really imagine like a scene where like a guy's hitting on her in a bar and is complimenting how she smells, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna try to do a Samantha impression.
Please.
She's like, thank you, baby. It's Baby Cat. And you're gonna see my baby cat later.
That was amazing.
So good.
I felt her. I felt her presence.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel like she would love to say that name. You're so right.
Yes.
There's like some innuendos available to her.
Yeah.
With that.
For sure. So good, Den.
Yeah.
New word for vagina just dropped.
I'm like so obsessed with that. I was like, when I first found out about that perfume, I was like, I want to like steal that name for something. Like I want to use that for something because it's like so.
Yeah.
It's
like a good band name.
Yeah, it's a good band name.
Okay. Carrie. The big one.
Carrie. The big one. I want Carrie's fragrance to be like a little bit annoying. Obviously. But I want it to be like, at the end of the day, it smells good, you know, because I think
at the end of the day, like, she has taste,
and just like that, the fragrance is good. Yeah, she does have taste. She has taste. She's like, you know, we're all her a little bit. She sort of like she's very kind of unapologetic, literally, in her who she is. Oh, now I feel bad because I'm like, whatever fragrance I choose, I'm kind of dissing it by saying it's annoying. Whatever.
Well, it's not necessarily.
There's a lot of people who want to be Carries out there.
You're right.
It's not necessarily an annoying perfume. But an annoying person might wear the perfume. That's good.
Okay, also I will say, like, she's one of those people, you know how some people you're just like, they smell good. Yeah. Like, she definitely smells good.
And there's lots of things she wears that I'm like, I want to wear that, or I want to look like that.
So great hair.
Yeah, she's like definitely one of my number one style inspirations. So I do feel like she would wear something that kind of is aligned with that, you know, she knows what's going on with fashion, kind of like vibe, like it's like a pick of someone who's like kind of educated on this space. Something about Carrie and like her, like she's very like theatrical. She's always kind of like playing a character. Mm-hmm. And so I think
showing up to Big's door dressed up like a character.
Yeah. What did she say? She's like, I have Le Big Mac. Yeah. Like it's kind of like part of her disguise or something. Okay, I'm like getting up in here.
So she actually probably would not have a signature scent and would wear a lot of different perfumes depending on the scenario.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she'd
Yeah.
be more of a collection girl, but also maybe she would have a signature scent. Like she's so random. Kind of. And I also feel like it has to be. I don't know why, but I'm like I feel like it has to be pretty feminine. Like I feel like that's part of it for her. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And like playful,
Yeah.
bright. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh, and now I'm looking at something that's like too playful. I don't want it to be too playful because she also does take herself really seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I'm picking this one for Carrie, and this is
Okay.
it's called Santal Majuscule by Serge Luton, and I do think she would wear it actually. I feel like this is a good house for her, but this one specifically because I feel like it's kind of a like if you're into fashion, like you know about it, and it just kind of has like a reputation. And I don't know if it did back then, but it does now. And this perfume is like a rose. It's like a very sweet, like rose chocolate sandalwood. And I feel like it kind of has all those aspects of like, there's a little bit of playfulness and there's a little bit of like, maybe like a level of like performativity and also like a level of like coolness. And at the end of the day, it's like really like an amazing scent that's just like really likable. It has that charm. It has that Carrie charm. So
love it.
That lets her get away with being so annoying.
Literally. Yeah, it's her charm in the fact that she smells good, and they don't ever talk about that, but
yeah.
But we know.
Yeah. So that's my pick.
Chocolate, rose, and sandalwoods. Those are like 3 delicious sounding things.
Yeah, and it's like a really delicious and like unique combination in the same kind of way that like when she wears an outfit, you're like, what are you doing? Like, how did you think of that? But also genius.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. That was so good. Thank you.
Really good.
Yeah, thank you. It was really fun.
Good.
We had like a few scenarios that we wanted to get your opinion on a scent for.
Okay, the first one is a scent for when your long distance lover is picking you up from the airport.
Okay, wait, can I get like more information about the relationship?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna have to improv here.
How much do you see your lover? Like, is it like an every 6 months or every month or like every twice a month?
Like every 6 months.
Every 6. Okay, not very much. You really missed that.
I want to say even further. Like I want to say they were at war or you were at war.
Oh, it's like you're
a big reunion.
A big reunion that you maybe didn't even realize was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you're like,
or it's almost like, you know, that image of the people kissing by the like warship from like the 1940s.
Oh yeah.
That was like,
am I taking it too far?
Yeah, that was actually,
yeah.
But it's yeah.
But yeah,
your image.
bad if it was consensual.
Okay, so you're like,
and you're at SeaTac.
It's like the love of your life vibes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but you haven't seen them in a long time. So
haven't
you're
seen
like,
them in a long time. Is it like a column where someone's like, "What should I wear?" Or is it me? Sorry,
it's what should I wear?
Yeah, column.
I'm like suggesting. Ooh, damn. I mean, realistically, it really depends on your lover because I feel like when you have a partner, you really want to like factor in their opinions about what you're wearing. But
it's Justin Bieber, but his perfume is sold out, so you can't get that.
Okay, if it's actually Justin, wait, now I'm just thinking about like what I would wear. And I can't do that. But I am thinking, like, honestly, here's the thing. I don't think it should be crazy. It shouldn't be like really loud. It shouldn't be really bold or anything. Even though it's like a big moment, you really don't want to like overshadow that moment with your lover, with your fragrance. Like, you don't want to turn them off unintentionally because you're like really trying to impress them. Especially because you're gonna be sitting in a car together. So, or whatever.
So true.
or you're going to be embracing each other. So I feel like you want it to be kind of like the kind of scent that sort of can pass off as like, this is just my natural smell. Like you know, this
like
is
you
just
didn't remember how good I
this is
smelled.
just baby. And I'm just looking right now at the scent that I just got, but I really love, and it's called Naked Dance by Oddity, and it's like a perfect, like, yeah, like this is just, it's just like my natural, it's like my pheromones, like, it's kind of reminds me of Glossier You a little bit because it has that same kind of like papery, like iris thing, but it also has like, it has a rice note that I love, and I think it's like really kind of like soft and like comforting, and it just smells like, I don't know, it just smells like hugging someone that you love, kind of.
That's
So
perfect.
Yeah, exactly it. So good.
Us like not having ever smelled the perfume. That's amazing.
That's exactly what we need. You sold us. Okay, our other scenario was you're going to a Charli concert and you want to be the Apple girl. So maybe in this context, like Charli, I guess Charli is the lover because you're trying to,
yeah.
or
right.
her team.
And so you're just like counting on the fact that, okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do a fragrance that is like crazy strong because I want these bitches to stay away from me. No pushing.
So true.
No stealing my moment in the spotlight. I kind of want to be like, I want to smell crazy. And I also feel like Charli or Charli's people would like react to that and they'd be like, oh, that girl is a brat for that. You know, like,
yeah.
if you wear something that's like kind of insane and like maybe kind of fucked up, they might be like, whoa, whoa, I wonder how that girl dances. Like, I don't know. So I feel like I'm going to wear something like a little bit gross, but in like a cool way.
Okay. Oh, this reminds me of something I wanted to ask you about. Something I learned about was indolic scents. Can you explain what that is?
So indoles are something that's like naturally occurring in like a lot of things in nature. But basically it like generally indolic scents are like referring to like the indoles in white flowers. And it's like, I'm not like super educated, but I don't know if they start to develop or like be released or something when things start to kind of decay a little bit. So indolic smells can smell sometimes like they're rotting to people. They can smell like pee to a lot of people, like especially in white flowers, because it's sort of like when something reaches a level of a ripeness or like is in bloom a little bit past like the peak, and then it starts to kind of decay and like degrade. And I think they also occur in like rotting meat and stuff. I don't know. I might be wrong.
It's so interesting.
It's wild. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a huge part of scent is sort of like grossness or like something that's sort of off-putting and like smells kind of like bodily. I feel like that's such a big part of like what, you know, draws people in.
Yeah. Especially people like Charli's team.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Today we're doing a little bit more of like a robot one, a little bit less like giving like stinky body, but a little bit more giving like robot. Like, how explicit can I be?
Explicit,
like,
I think.
Like robot cum or something, or like robot. Maybe more like what? I don't know. I'm being kind of maybe some people wouldn't agree with me, but I'm talking about Fantomas from Nasomato, which is really like super synthetic. I mean, everything from this line is sort of notoriously synthetic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's a visceral description.
Yeah. I can really imagine that.
I always say it smells like a condom that was made out of high cheers. Like it's like,
which is so visceral.
Super, yeah, it's super like plasticky, but it's also kind of like fruity. And it's just like weird and kind of like confronts you in this way, but I still think it smells good. Like, yeah, I think it's just like really like evocative, and it feels very like it's kind of in this like future world. Like it feels very kind of like hyper pop aligned to me. Because it feels like it's from this like really smooth, like uncanny high tech future world that's also like really kind of silly and like gay.
Oh my god, so good.
Cool. I'm thinking about that influencer that was like AI that they tried to do like a year ago. Do you remember that girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I was so invested in that, and then I'm like, did they ever figure it? Like, what? Wasn't there like
where is she?
Wasn't there like a real girl who was like the model, and then they just sort of like enhanced her, or was she like totally not real at all?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it was like early for her to not be real at all. Like I don't think we were there yet, AI wise, but
now we are.
Yeah, there definitely could be a much better AI influencer now.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I see them on my freaking reels all the time, and they're selling crazy kinks to dumb old men. It's wild.
Yeah. I don't know if I honestly have the AI literacy to always be picking up if things are or aren't.
You would be able to tell these ones because it's like, you know, it's like their like bodies are changing like as they're But I've definitely like it was a big wake up call when I sent an AI like reel of a baby owl to my friend, and she was like,
"Yeah,
okay,
that's
grandpa,
not real."
Yeah, I've done the same. The nature ones are so hard.
They're so hard.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This was so fun. I feel like I learned so much, and I'm so excited to smell this Joram Studios fig scent. I'm gonna have to go look for it.
Yeah, and if there's anything else that you guys like want to smell, just let me know, because I would love to like send you guys like a little smelly package.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah, I was saying to Kaya when you were charging, I'm like, I'm actually really excited to get into Perfume now.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah, me too.
My agenda's working.
But yeah, do you want to tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Cammyreviews on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and yeah, that's it. Just Cammyreviews
for fragrance reviews and gummy reviews. I love the gummy content too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was I felt like I was kind of taking a risk, but I'm glad that I'm doing it. It's really something I love.
Yeah, it comes through in the content.
Thank you. You can feel the passion. Good.
Totally.
Yay. Well,
thank you so much.
Fun.
Thank you guys so much. This was such a delight.
So, I mean, I feel like I kind of already said, we both kind of said when we were thinking Camryn about whether it could be our scene.
Yeah. All it takes is a dedicated 2-hour discussion with someone who's like expert in the field to make me feel like, yes, I want to keep doing this.
Yeah. I'm excited to go to some like niche fragrance stores, and I'm excited to try some more because I feel like clearly the scent that I got for my signature scent I didn't truly love. So I think I deserve something that I love.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like you still have that thing out there. You haven't found the scent that resonates with you yet.
Maybe I don't need one. That I think I was really fixated on having like a signature scent.
Yeah, but you're kind of more like Carrie. You don't have Carrie. You can't be pinned down.
I'm always playing characters.
Always putting on little skits.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like this honestly was already a little bit my scene, probably more so than some of our other topics. Like I'm definitely engaging with fragrance for fun a fair amount, but this has hooked me. I'm excited to keep exploring and engage more with the fragrance community. So hopefully you all enjoyed, and if you want more fragrance content, you know where to find it at Cammyreviews.
Love her stuff. It's such
Yeah.
good content. Highly recommend.
10 out of 10.
And if you want to find more of us, you can find us every other Tuesday on your Spotify and Apple and wherever else you get your podcast feeds. Not My Scene podcast.
Exactly. And if you have questions or things you want to write in about, always remember to, you can always email us at notmyscenepod@gmail.com. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.